Hello, this is Nisreen from Nisreen's Art World. In this podcast, I will share my thoughts about different art forms such as films, books, paintings, performing art, etc. Hello, this is Nisreen. Welcome to the second episode of my podcast. Lovely to speak to you again. Today, I'd love to talk about how to watch my favorite art form, belly dancing. I've been teaching and performing belly dance for years now. The term belly dance is a Western one for dance forms that originate in Middle Eastern, North African, Hellenic, and Turkic countries. In Arabic, belly dance is called Raqs Sharki. In Turkish, it's known as Oriental Dance. I decided to talk about the theme because I wanted to encourage more people, and not only dancers, to appreciate this beautiful dance form. Belly dance may not be necessarily considered high art in its original cultural context because its roots are in social dance. However, as I'm not from the culture of origin myself, I believe it helps to have a bit of knowledge to be able to fully appreciate the dance form presented on stage today. As mentioned earlier, belly dance is an extremely broad term. There are numerous styles of dance under this categorization. So today, I will use an example of a legendary Turkish dancer called Tulay Karaca. She was one of the most successful Oriental dancers from the 1970s and 1980s. Many of her dance videos are available on YouTube. I will list the links in the description. I will describe 5 elements we need to pay extra attention to when we see her performance. Let's get right into it. Point 1. Genuine facial expression. When we think about dancers, we may typically think of big smiles, but Karaca doesn't always show one during her performance. Sometimes she looks like she's daydreaming, her eyes unfocused. People often say Turkish Oriental dance has outward facing energy compared to Egyptian Oriental dance, which is more grounded. I get what they mean by that. But to me, great Turkish dancers too have some sort of introspective quality to their performance. They look like they're immersed in the music and are completely at ease. The magnetic aura the dancer creates is mesmerizing without the dancer going out of their way to get the audience's attention. Point 2. Incredible finger cymbal skills. Karaca, particularly, is known for her outstanding finger cymbal skills. Finger cymbals, or zils, cymbals in Turkish, are literally small cymbals the dancers wear on their fingers and play, a little bit like castanets. What's incredible about Karaca is she can sometimes dance to just her own finger cymbals without any other instruments. The way she improvises playing the music and dancing might remind you of tap dancing. Nowadays, it's rare to see a dancer who can play finger cymbals with such finesse, especially among younger dancers. Point 3. Explosive spins. When you look at Tulay Karaca's performance, The first thing that catches your attention may be her fast spins and high kicks. They are, of course, technically great, but what makes her truly unique is the timings she shows in those techniques, rather than the movements themselves. If you pay attention, when she shows varieties of spins and kicks, you may notice that it's very unpredictable. Obviously, she's improvising. This is connected to another point. Her performance is thrilling because she creates it on the spot. Point 4. Fluid arm and torso movement. I could say this is a characteristic of classic Turkish Oriental dance in general. Karaca uses her arms and hands dynamically and gracefully, reminiscent of Central Asian dance forms. She also often executes a big back bend, either on her heels or on her knees on the floor. These movements are in reaction to the sinewy sounds created by instruments such as the violin, clarinet, flute, qanun, or oud. It's even more fascinating if you pay attention to which sound the dancer is reacting to. You can tell fairly easily when the dancer performs to the live music. Sometimes the musicians make eye contact with the dancer too. Finally, point 5. Big hip and belly movements. Yes, this dance is called belly dance for a reason. Karaca especially has mastered big earthy lower body movements. Sharp hip work is primarily done according to the sounds of the drums called darbuka. When the darbuka rolls, she vibrates her hips or chest in what's called a shimmy. There are softer types of movement matching the violin, etc. in hip work too. It's even more fun to watch if you pay attention to how she's interpreting the music by vibrating, swinging, or circling her hips or belly. Karaca's performance routine often includes 9/8 rhythms. This rhythm is considered unique to the Turkish music. In particular, 9/8 rhythm patterns appear often in Turkish Romani music. There are different styles in this rhythm. The most standard pattern goes dun tak dun dun tak. So to repeat, dun tak dun dun tak. The dun represents the sound of hitting the surface of the darbuka. The tek sound expresses a lighter sound hitting the edge of the darbuka. The way Karaca controls her pelvis shows a strong influence of Roman Havasi, or the dance of Roma people as well. So, there you go. And of course, Karaca's exquisite costumes and veils are also part of the attraction. I didn't mention it because it may be too obvious. I hope you enjoyed this episode and the points I made may help you to appreciate her legendary dance performance even more. I'd be delighted if you write a review of this podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And of course, you're more than welcome to let me know your thoughts from the contact form in the description. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye for now.